Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. Um, put this phone somewhere. I'll just put it over there. We'd love to hear from you. We have a telephone number that you can call, and there it is. It's right up there somewhere. I can't see it, but I know it's up there. So you can call that number, or you can email us. So the email address is probably up there, but I like to say it. So it's KECHOLS47 at gmail.com is the email address. And we'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email. The first President Bush. No, wait, before I get into that, let's get into this because a lot of people have been wondering about this, and I'll tell you about it in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark Marion.
Don't forget the masked singer.
Yeah, Matt Singer tonight.
That's right. You wanted us to remind you, so I did.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, people say I'm full of turkey today. I went to airport drive-in in Madison at 11 o'clock today, and then my mom she got off work at Checkers and she went to Bob's restaurant, got a turkey meal or Thanksgiving meal at Bob's at 5 o'clock at Bob's.
So you had two Thanksgiving meals today.
Well, I had one. I'm saving one for tomorrow.
Oh, so your mom had one today and you had one today, and you're both going to have one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good. That sounds like a nice Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do
I just
you eat?
want to tell everybody,
Do you eat?
huh?
Do you eat the cranberry sauce? Do you like that canned cranberry sauce?
No,
Oh no,
no.
I don't either. Good
my
for
mom, my
you.
mom, my mom likes it, but I don't. She
No,
eats it or whatever.
that stuff is nasty. I'm glad you don't eat that.
Yeah, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, I wanna wish y'all happy Thanksgiving and all.
Well, thank you. Same to you.
Yeah, and tell Charles McNabb, don't forget the Mass Singer tonight. I don't know what kind of music they play tonight.
I don't know what it is tonight, but we'll remind him.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Mark. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks.
And Mark, obviously, Mark is a man of developed tastes because he doesn't eat the canned cranberry sauce either. So good for Mark. That's two of us. Um, so let me get back to this thing here, which I say a lot of people have been wondering about the license plate agency office in Eden and when or if is the DMV going to reopen an office in Eden? Well, they are going to, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening. Yeah, now you're gonna give me a hard time about cranberry sauce, aren't you?
No, 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 not at all, not at all,
Okay,
not at all.
fine.
I appreciate that thought, but no, that's not where I'm coming from today.
Okay, good.
I've got another one for you today.
What is it?
All right. Where do you stand on pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? I vote for
Whoa,
pumpkin pie. What
that's
say
a
you?
that's a good one. I like them both. If there could only be one, if there was a rule that said there can be pumpkin pie or there can be sweet potato pie, but there cannot be both, I would have to go with pumpkin pie, I think.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you 100% pumpkin pie all the way. So I
Absolutely.
figured I'd throw some. I'd throw you a curveball today, Ken. With that, I wish you and your audience a happy Thanksgiving. Take care. Have a good evening.
Well, thanks. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. And again, that's nothing against sweet potato pie. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Don't forget Masked Singer tonight.
I appreciate Mark Dan reminding me. I appreciate it.
Well, he
I
reminded
want to
me
wish
to
everybody
remind
a
you.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Good. Do you eat the cranberry sauce?
What do you really want an answer? But yes,
You like it?
yeah, I like the gel, not the other kind.
What other kind is there?
I think it's the fruit kind. It's got the little grapes.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. The little, it sort of looks like Jello, sort of.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I don't like that either, but I especially don't like that you dump out of the can. It comes out in the shape of the can, and it just kind of stands there and sways back and forth like it's about to do something. I don't like it.
in other words, it's a threatening thought, huh?
It looks dangerous. It really does. It looks dangerous and it tastes bad.
Oh, it tastes great to me. I put it on my turkey and my ham, but we had a trial today here at the house.
I'm sorry you had a trial.
Yeah, Tom Turkey was on trial.
Yeah, well, these things usually don't end well for Tom, do they?
No, it didn't. He was sentenced to the oven.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. But he joins uncounted millions of his ancestors who suffered that same fate.
Hey, I was the judge.
Oh, you're probably a pretty tough judge.
Well, I enjoyed it. Don't worry, he'll have cranberry sauce on him tomorrow.
All right. Okay. Cranberry sauce.
Well, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Go see your family, spend some time with them if you can. Please take them a plate and tell them how much you love them.
Well, all that is very good advice, and I hope people will do every one of those things.
We'll speak to you next week, sir. Have a good holiday.
Well, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Um, License plate agency will reopen in Eden on December 3rd. Now, what day is December 3rd? Is that Tuesday? Yeah, I want to say that's Tuesday of next week. The DMV office will reopen on Washington Street. Now, it's not going to be in the same place. It was up there at 712 Washington Street, so it won't be there. It'll be at, bear with me for a moment, because DMV sent out an email, and I need to get that email in front of me before I get this wrong. 600 Washington Street is going to be the address for the new DMV office. Yep, it opens on December 3rd. Hours will be from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, except, of course, for state holidays. That's 600 Washington Street, Suite B. Now, which building is that on 600 Washington Street? That's right there on the corner, I think. That's right there on the corner of Washington and Bridge Street. Isn't that 600 Washington Street? Used to be a bank a long time ago, and now there's various offices in there. So that's where the DMV office will be starting on Tuesday of next week uh, in Eden. And I don't know, I've had calls from not thousands of people, but certainly 5 or 6 people over the while wondering if DMV would reopen an office in Eden. So there it is. This email from John Brockwell himself with the North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles. So that's today. If you've got to re-register, renew something in December, you will be able to do it on Washington Street again. This is being run, by the way, as you know, the last one closed because the folks who held the contract, excuse me, uh, the folks who held the contract decided not to continue. But this is going to be operated by the same folks who run the office in Reedsville, or at least over there near Reedsville. Well, in Reedsville, actually. Uh, so that's the good news. DMV coming back to Washington Street. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing, Nate?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, man. I want to thank you and your family and all your viewers and Charles and everybody that runs the show up there. Happy Thanksgiving, and we're so thankful to be able to come on TV and talk and give our own opinions on things.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And we wish a happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
Thank you, sir. And for the record, I do not like that cranberry sauce. It ain't no way. No.
All right.
It just ain't for me.
Okay, well there are some people. Somebody's on my side. I've been under attack since last night over this, but clearly there are some people who agree with me that stuff not only should it not be eaten. I go farther than that. Not only should we not eat it, it shouldn't be legal. It should not be allowed under law, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks like an artificial jelly, does it not? But
yeah.
The taste of it just, it ain't happening with me, man. No way.
No, it's awful. I don't even like to get close to it. If somebody asks me to pass the cranberry sauce, I can't do it. I just don't even want to touch the dish.
I know what you mean, Ken. It just looks fake to me. I don't got no time for it either, man. But thinking about Thanksgiving, man, a lot of people are not thankful about a lot of things, and I lost my best friend here a couple of years ago. It'll be 2 years in March.
Yeah.
And I tell you, we need to be thankful for our families and our friends, the country we live in, and to have the health we've got. Because we can all be just one hospital visit away from not being here again, or not just totally turning your life totally upside down. And people need to be more for the good things that we do have.
Well, that's important. Tomorrow will be the first. It'll be the first major holiday that we've celebrated since my nephew died in September. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be especially hard for my sister, his mother. And I don't really know anything to say about that other than to say that other people, I know other people are facing their same situation. Every holiday, there's somebody facing that same situation, and we'll all get through it.
Yes, sir. But it's not an easy road, Ken, and it ain't a day that goes by that I don't, wish, that she was still here with me, because she was the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, she was just, a great woman in every respect, But I'll tell you a little story. I don't know if I've told you this or not. I talked to so many people, but she used to go to the grocery store, and she come back from the grocery store with lemons with no seeds in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd ask her, say, well, when I get lemons, mine's always full of seeds. Yours don't have seeds in them. And she said, you don't know the secret to that? I said, no, I do not. She said, if you look at the ends on a lemon, and the lemons that have like a nipple shape on both ends of them don't have as many seeds, or most of the time don't have any seeds in them. And if you get to ones with the rounded ends, you're going to bring home a bunch of seeds. But
I had no idea about that.
I didn't either, Ken. I'm a big tea drinker. I got to have lemon in my tea, But I went for, 65 years or more, and couldn't figure that one out. But, just little simple stuff she taught me so much about different things like that I had overlooked by all my life.
Wow.
But
I know it's not easy for any of us when someone who's been part of our lives, if not forever, it seems like forever, when they are suddenly not there anymore. It's hard, but again, we get through it.
Yes, we do. All right, Ken, you have a great Thanksgiving, man, and thanks so much for taking my call, and enjoy your show. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Phone line is open to that number on your screen. You can also email us at kechols47 @gmail.com. Uh, this emailer says, Ken, tell me again where the license office is going to be. That's 600 Washington Street. It'll be Suite B, 600 Washington Street. And I'm pretty sure that's the building right on the corner of Washington Street and Bridge Street. Well, basically, it's at the beginning of Washington Street because on this side it's Boone Road, and then on the other side of Bridge it's Washington Street. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. I just wanted to tell everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Good. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
Thank you. And some of y'all may not know who I am. They call me Conspiracy Man.
Right.
And I just want to let people know that I love my country and I love every single one of y'all.
Well, I don't doubt that at all. I'm sure you do. And I appreciate your phone calls and have great respect for you. Even though you and I don't 100% agree on everything, that's okay. That doesn't matter.
That is right.
Keep calling. Happy
Just
Thanksgiving.
because we don't, yeah, happy Thanksgiving. And just because we don't agree doesn't mean we can call each other names, right?
I'm not calling anybody a name.
The 4 o'clock show is completely different.
Well, different people handle it different ways.
That's right. Okay. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you for your call. I appreciate it. Good night.
Thank you.
Phone lines open. There is the number, and got another email over here. Okay. Emailer says, Ken, I don't understand. I've been going through the same thing with people since last night. Ken, I don't understand why you are so dead set against the canned cranberry sauce. It is a tradition on Thanksgiving. I have eaten it every Thanksgiving for as many Thanksgivings as I can remember, and I can remember a lot of Thanksgivings, says the emailer. Why don't you just eat the cranberry? Why don't you just eat the cranberry sauce and shut up about it? It's one time a year. You can't just eat it one time a year without having to make a big deal out of it. What's wrong with you? Says the email. Well, hang on a second. Let's go back. Let's go back through the text of this email because I noticed something. The emailer said, I've been eating it every Thanksgiving for as many Thanksgivings. You notice the emailer said that he or she has been eating it, did not say that he or she has been enjoying it, did not indicate that he or she likes it in any way, only that he or she has been eating it for every Thanksgiving. So that's fine. That's not exactly an endorsement of the cranberry sauce, is it? Um, all that is to me is just a declaration that we all ought to just conform and shut up about the cran. In fact, that's what he says. Why don't you just eat it and shut up about it? Well, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. It's something that I feel so strongly about. I don't believe I can quietly choke down that cranberry sauce without at least making some statement regarding how much I don't like it. Now, notice I'm not trying to deprive anybody. Well, maybe I am trying to deprive because I did say there ought to be a law against it, but I'm not going to pursue that. In fact, I'm going to drop that right now. And I'm simply going to say that there shouldn't be a law against it. Everybody should have the opportunity and the privilege of making their own decision as to whether or not to eat the cranberry sauce. and my decision is made. And whether or not I'll shut up about it, I don't know. I'll figure out tomorrow whether or not I should shut up about it. Ken, let's talk about something important. Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson. Remember him? Um, I'm in an argument with somebody because I say that Jimmy Johnson won the NASCAR Cup 5 times in a row. My opponent in this argument says that Jimmy Johnson only won the Cup 4 times in a row. Now, we agree that he won it 7 times, but I say he won 5 in a row, and this other guy says it was 4 in a row. And yes, we could very easily go on the internet and look it up. Uh, but I would rather have you look it up for me and, and save me the trouble. I don't have to look it up, emailer. I don't have to look it. I can tell you that Jimmy Johnson won the cup in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. There's 5 fingers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Count them. 5 fingers in a row. Jimmy Johnson won the cup 5 times in a row from 2006 to 2010. Then he won it twice more I think he won it in 13, I think. And I believe the last time he won it, I think, was in 15. I'm not certain about that, but I am certain about the 5 in a row. So you win the argument. And whatever material or financial privileges come with winning the argument, they now flow to you because he did win it 5 times in a row. Here's an emailer who says the progressives, hang on a second. I'm sorry. Is there pollen? Is there something causing allergies right now? Because I seem to have something. Emailer says the progressives all across the USA are still mad. 3 weeks after Kamala got waxed, they continue to wander the land, muttering to themselves, how did it happen? Who can we blame? That would be yourselves, says the emailer. The majority of Americans don't want the following: millions of unsupervised foreign nationals showing up everywhere, massive amounts of hard drugs corrupting the weak, punitive taxation on success in the marketplace, Bruce becoming Betsy and playing soccer against your daughter or sister, violent criminals going unpunished because of insane no bail laws, anti Semitism on display at the nation's universities, hiring based on skin color, denial of due process by a cancel culture gone wild. All of these are acceptable to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's why the Democrats went down to a resounding defeat. All right, emailer, is that all? That's the end. Thank you, emailer. We appreciate your email and your comment. This one says, Ken, I vote a yes and let me call it a resounding yes for the oozy, slimy, foul smelling. Is that a yes? The oozy, slimy, foul smelling cranberry sauce, which not only looks weird when it comes out of the can, it makes that really, really unpleasant squishing sound when it comes out of the can. And I guess fresh air rushes into the can when the cranberry sauce comes out. So it looks bad, it tastes bad, it sounds bad, and it smells bad, and it tastes bad. You said that twice, emailer. However, I support it. I am in favor of it because it is a symbol of my very favorite holiday, Thanksgiving Day. And anything that is closely associated with Thanksgiving Day is okay with me, even cranberry sauce. So give it a break. Okay, there's a sort of a strange opinion, I think, about cranberry sauce. But it's really not, I'm really not the one to decide what is strange and isn't strange, am I? Ken, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Um, I feel like I know many of the people who participate in the show and in the NASCAR contest, even though I have never met them. So I wish them all a happy Thanksgiving, even Pretty Man. Even Pretty Man. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Hey, how are you?
I have some unfortunate health issues diagnosed. It's way too personal to get into the phone, but
Okay.
God above knows how to take care of it, Ken.
Yes.
Either way, I'll consider myself a winner, whichever way it goes. But he has sent UVA in my path to help me with this situation. So I have faith in UVA, the big hospital in Charlottesville, Virginia. I don't know if you've heard of it. Anyway, they are working on it, and like I say, the main doctor takes care of us all, or a lot of us would done be gone. You
That
think?
that is true. Yes.
Yes. I was just wondering. I don't get to watch TV very much, certain channels anymore like I used to. Have you heard anything out of Mr. Ridgway since the presidential election?
You know, I have not. eh, I have. I have not heard from Mr. Ridgway since back in the summer. If it was a long
Really?
time before the election since I heard from Mr. Ridgway.
I know sometime back, maybe back as far as springtime, some of this medication messes with your memory, or with mine anyway. I should say, forgive me for saying it like that, but I mean with mine anyway. He was having some kind of health issue or something, but he and I and a bunch of us certainly had our disagreements. But I wish him well, Mr. Ridgway. If you're listening, even though we had our disagreements, sir, I would wish your health to be 100%. And I hope you would wish the same for me. Just because we had different political issues doesn't mean we can't get along on this earth.
That's so absolutely true. In fact, that's one of the principles that our country was founded on is people are allowed to disagree.
There you go. Good words, Ken. You are a quick thinker. I couldn't have thought of better words to say at a time like this. I just want to say hi while I'm feeling like it. I haven't talked to you in a while, so hi. And I wish you well. And I think his name is Charles from Danville.
Yes.
Yeah, he hollers at me sometime through the Martinsville station and says a shout out to me. So, Charles, I'm sending you a shout out, whatever a shout out may be. I'm just gonna say hi. And Mark from Mayodan, Merry Christmas to Charles, Mark, Kenny, and Mr. Ridgway, and everyone in the whole world. And I guess I should say Happy Thanksgiving first.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas to you and God bless you.
Thank you, Ken. That means a lot. Thank you, and you be safe in this old mean world.
We will, sir. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Um, it is sometimes we have to be reminded. I know sometimes I have to be reminded of what is most important in the world. And there are lots of important things in the world, and we get involved in them, and we worry about this and we worry about that. Um, but at the center of it all, it's us, it's it's God, uh, and it's other people. Um, and we should never lose our faith, and we should never lose our consideration and our respect for other people. Because we're all down here together, and we don't all think the same thing about everything, and that's okay. We don't have to. Phone line is open. There is the number. The email address is up there for you as well, and we'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email. Here's another one about cranberry sauce. Emailer says, we made our own cranberry sauce, which is absolutely delicious, unlike the stuff from the can. Please stop spreading the anti-cranberry sauce propaganda and perpetuating the anti-cranberry sauce agenda. Thank you. 15-year-old maker of cranberry sauce. Now, I'll get back to that one in just a second. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken. Happy Thanksgiving to you and all your viewers.
To you, too.
And
Thank you.
I was looking this afternoon on a good note. The young man, it was a young man that was shooting into cars on Interstate 85.
Mm-hmm.
And they have found him and arrested him.
Good.
And they found out that he was shooting into several homes and all.
Mm.
So, and I think the young man was a senior in high school.
Wow.
So, let's say a prayer for that misguided somewhere or another down the road. He got misguided.
Let's do.
Say a prayer for him. Say a prayer for him and his family.
Yes.
And one other thing, Ken, many people trash the country we live in, but we are so blessed to live in this great country. America is not perfect, but it is so much greater than any of the others, especially Russia and China.
It is.
We take so much for granted here that we are unaware of how the rest of the world fare. Some call themselves patriots, but they want to overcome the government that govern us, and they try to make laws to oppose the will and wishes of the voters. And patriotism is not a word used for convenience or gaining vote, but to maintain the democracy of our Constitution that we share. Your email was telling out what America didn't wish and what they didn't like and all that they showed the last election. Well, one thing he left out is that the majority of America also doesn't want a government of kistocracy. And you can tell them what that word means again if they wasn't listening last night. But I close just saying happy Thanksgiving to all and pray for all those who dealing with any medical issue, because I hope they remember that nothing is too hard for God, and He's still in charge.
Amen.
And I think He can.
Well, thank you for calling. So happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Kakistocracy. He taught me that word last. I didn't know that word. That was among the many. There's a lot of words I don't know, and that was one of them. But last night he taught me the word kakistocracy, um, which means government by the worst. Uh, each of us, of course, will decide by our own lights, which who's the worst. So that's something else we don't all agree on. But anyway, that's what kakistocracy means, and I've added that to my vocabulary, so it'll be there if and when I need it. I'm going to get back to this cranberry sauce thing from a 15-year-old who makes their own cranberry sauce. Now, let me point out, and I think I have been very specific. I intended to be very specific. If I have failed to be very specific, then I acknowledge that I erred, because I should have been very specific, and I hope that I have been, in saying the cranberry sauce that comes out of the can and glops down onto the dish and sort of wiggles and dances and just doesn't is not appealing or appetizing in any way. I'm talking about the canned cranberry sauce, the canned jellied cranberry sauce. I think they call it that too. But that's what I've been talking about. Now, the emailer describes, and let me go back and find that emailer again. The emailer describes, said, we made our own cranberry sauce, which is absolutely delicious, unlike the stuff from the can. So I think, emailer, you and I do have some common ground regarding the stuff from the can. You refer to it in a way that leads me to believe that you don't have a high appreciation for it. Now, actual cranberry sauce made, as I'm sure the emailer makes it, that's an entirely different thing. It's a totally different thing. And I have not meant or intended to cast aspersion on authentic cranberry sauce. I didn't bring it up because I have it so seldom. I've had it one time that I remember in my entire life. I have had properly prepared cranberry sauce, fresh from the cranberry and not out of the can. Uh, and I have no problem at all with that. It's been a long time, and I cannot reproduce in my mind exactly the taste of it, but I do know that I ate it, and I didn't object to it, and I remember enjoying it. But that's far apart from the stuff in the can. So, emailer, good for you for making your own cranberry sauce. And as far as my perpetuating the anti cranberry sauce agenda, and I acknowledge that there's an anti cranberry sauce agenda in our nation and in our world. There are forces working against cranberry sauce, but I think that they are in the main working against the canned cranberry sauce, and not the kind that you're talking about. So enjoy your authentic, real cranberry sauce tomorrow, and I will avoid the canned stuff that I see. Emailer says, truthfully, um, I find it, as I say, I've been under attack since last night, and here's more. Truthfully, I find it disrespectful that you perpetrate hate of cranberry sauce on your show. It is clear that you seem to not be accepting of other opinions on the matter, And I have reason to suspect that you only read the emails in support of cranberry sauce. Your vision is clouded by hatred and ignorance. That's harsh. Emailer goes on to say, my grandma worked in an oceanberry cranberry sauce factory. Oh my goodness. I've touched on somebody's grandma. My grandma worked in an oceanberry cranberry sauce factory, and she fell into a vat. Oh my goodness, this is tragic. She fell into a vat of cranberry sauce. She got out, but she smelled like cranberry sauce for days. I'm praying for you, though, tonight, because that could have been you, Kenny. I, I don't think I don't think I would have accepted employment in a cranberry sauce factory. I do hope, and this is clearly a serious email about a serious topic, and I shouldn't be chuckling about it, and I apologize for that. And I do hope that your dear grandmother was able to move past that incident. What a tragic incident it was. I do hope she was able to move past that and was able to at some point shed the aroma of canned cranberry sauce um, and reestablish her life and her well-being even after such a thing as that. And I do sincerely hope that for her. And that's probably the end of what I have to say about that, because I've learned over the years you should never say too much about somebody's grandmother. Just always go lightly when it comes to somebody's grandmother. Ken, I need you to again say when the license plate office is opening again, because my brother has been extremely irritated and all half the time in a bad mood since he's not been able to go locally to the license plate agency. And so tomorrow, when we are eating cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving dinner, I want to be able to pass on that good news to him. And tell me again when it opens. The license plate office opens Tuesday, December 3rd. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, and this is Briscoe.
Hey, Briscoe.
All this discussion about cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a funny story.
Okay.
I had ran across a can of cranberry sauce in the cabinet here at home yesterday.
Okay.
I opened it up, took it out, and fed it to two cats that my wife left me.
To the cats.
Yes.
Huh.
They sat over and licked on it. I didn't cut it up or anything. I just put the whole can down in their feeder. They went over and licked on it, and walked off and turned around and licked their butt to get the taste out of their mouth.
Okay.
That's all I've got to say.
Happy Thanksgiving, Briscoe.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I know exactly what many of you are saying right now. I know what you're saying. And the answer is no, I have never done that in order to get the taste of, of cranberry sauce out of my mouth. It's bad, but it's not that bad. uh, Thank you, Briscoe, for that. We have a few minutes left. The phone line is open up there right now, and you can also send us an email if you wish to do that. Ken, I got a question about the election. This is the first time that we've actually had a full election with voter ID in North Carolina. So what I'm wondering is, do you know how many people showed up to vote and didn't have voter ID and got turned away because they didn't have voter ID? I wonder how many it was. Has anything been said about that? Something has been said about that. I don't know if they have a final official number or not. But I was curious about that too, emailer, just like you. Uh, it appears that approximately, right in the neighborhood of 2,000 people in North Carolina in the last election were not able to vote because they did not present proper photo ID, and they were not able to do any of the things that they had an opportunity to do to correct the situation. So around 2,000 people were not allowed to vote because of that. Again, that's not a final official number, um, but I guess it's going to be pretty close to final and official because the canvases are over. The recount of the state Supreme Court election is over, except I think there's one county that has not yet reported the results from the recount. So then I guess that would lead me to believe that 2,000 number for the number of people who didn't get to vote because of lack of ID probably is where it's going to end up. Um, Now, the other part of that I read was, I think there were about, uh, I'm going to I'm going to say that number because I don't have it in front of me, and I'll say the wrong number, and I don't want to risk doing that. But of all the people, of all the total people who had to cast provisional ballots. And that's what you would do. If you didn't have ID, you would cast a provisional ballot, and then you would have a certain amount of time to bring ID to the Board of Elections and prove your identity. And if you did that, then your vote would be counted. But of all the people who cast provisional ballots, some of them because they didn't have voter ID, and some because of other problems and things that raised questions, about 60% of the people who cast provisional ballots, I think it was, were able to cure their ballots, as they say, and get their votes counted by correcting whatever problems they had. But as far as the folks who never did get to vote because of voter ID issues, it was right around 2,000. And as for that recount in the state Supreme Court race, um, the unofficial totals, of course, nothing's official until that last county, and I think it's Wilson County, is the one that hasn't completed its recount yet. But information leaks. All governments have leaks, and stuff gets out. Um, it appears that at this point in the recount, Justice Riggs now has a 722 vote lead in that recount. So it's not going to be very different. And recounts almost never produce a result that's much different from the original count. But it looks like Riggs leading by about 700 votes, with one county left to officially report its recount result. So that is where that stands. Ken, happy Thanksgiving to all these Star News staff and listeners, even to Charles Rourke, who is possibly the can I read should I read this? I don't know if I can read bad stuff about Charles Rourke. I'm going to. Even to Charles Rourke, who is possibly the most annoying man in Virginia or North Carolina. But I give Charles a break because I know it's necessary for him to be annoying in order to do his job properly. All right. Well, actually, it turned out to be a very charitable statement about Charles. More cranberry sauce news here. I put my cranberry sauce in the microwave. Then I drink the whole can. Mmm, good. Put your, you can't put a can in surely you don't put it in the microwave in the can. That wouldn't work out well. So I guess he must like put it in a dish or whatever and put it in the microwave and drink it. Now, do I believe that? Do I believe that? Should I believe that? Does anyone who believes that? Show of hands. Who believes that actually happens? I don't know. I don't know. This emailer says, Happy Thanksgiving, Ken, to you, your family, and all the viewers. Thank you, emailer. Appreciate that. This one says, I want to get back to the guy who presented the choice between pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie. He said pumpkin pie, and you said pumpkin pie. I disagree. I think sweet potato pie is far better than pumpkin pie, both in its flavor, in its texture. Oh, we're going to get into details here. Both in its flavor and in its texture, and also in its social social implication. So, hooray for sweet potato pie, and may your pumpkin pie end up. Whoa, this gets rough, folks. Brace yourselves. This gets rough. And may your pumpkin pie end up in your face tomorrow. Good night. I had no idea there were such strong feelings for and against pumpkin pie. Now, what did it say? Potato pie is better in its taste, its texture, and its social implications. I don't have the slightest idea what the social implications of sweet potato pie are in relation to the social implications of pumpkin pie. I'll research that. Maybe perhaps I'll ask Alexa about that later, or I might even consult the source of all wisdom, Google Gemini artificial intelligence, to see what I can learn about the social implications of pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie. But in spite of that, I'm still a pumpkin pie guy. So there. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken?
Yes.
I know I'm breaking your rules. My apologies.
Okay.
However, I also need to apologize to you for putting you on the spot like this.
You know what? Now that the presidential election is over, we got to find something else to fuss at each other about. So why not pumpkin pie?
I want to quickly say this. I know one thing that you are thankful for this holiday, and that is that Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie and cranberry sauce only comes up once a year.
I'm telling you, it's controversial. I really try to stay out of controversy, but I've waded into them here.
My apologies to you, sir. Happy holidays.
Thanks for calling. And that is all the time we have for Star Talk. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Echols.